Welcome to the Ed Answer Key, the podcast where in the time it takes to complete hall duty and attendance, we embark on an educational adventure for both teachers and families. So whether you're a seasoned educator or a family navigating the school system, buckle up for the Ed Answer Key.
Now, what about professional development programs? Professional development programs are like training for teachers and school leaders. They help them learn new ideas and skills to become better educators. Anybody have any views on that?
I would love to share my views.
That feels like bait.
So this is what I can say about any type of professional development. When you receive professional development, it is not a one-time thing and then you're done. Mm-hmm. So if a school is trying to move their teachers in some direction, even like say if you set something up where your classroom can be visited to see you implement something that you've chosen, if that's the only time you're going to do it,
what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? And so then, there's that cycle of, well, why aren't, teachers improving in this area, focusing on this in the classroom? Well, you've got to want to change and choose. Okay, so say if this didn't work, it might not have been that it was a bad idea. I might just need to adapt it a little bit to fix it. But if you're not going to continually do it and grow yourself and learn, because too, professional development should cause you to want to seek out other things. Oh, yeah. You can research things on your own as well, because I look at how much education has changed since I first started. I mean, like, it changes darn near daily. Mm-hmm. I used to have to handwrite progress reports.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And you cannot stay stuck in the same place. I know I made a comment about I am tired of doing PD on cooperative learning. Right. Because there's more things to be professionally developed about than just cooperative learning. And at this point, unless you're a new teacher, and like I said, I don't know what goes on in these teacher education programs, you should at least be looking at, okay, I don't know what cooperative learning is. Let me see what this is. Right. And then I go over to Whitley. Can you tell me how to do a Sage and Scribe, or what is this question formulation technique? I haven't received any PD on it. Can you kind of explain this?
Yeah.
Right. And then when you're planning, and that's why it's important to take teachers through things and not to say, oh, well, we could do the question formulation technique and then, blah, blah. I don't know what that is,
and you're sometimes embarrassed to ask.
Right, exactly. And so that's why earlier I said you should not just assume, because no matter what the level of teacher is, they might not, maybe they've been teaching for a while, but they're new to the building and they don't know. So you shouldn't assume and be taking teachers through these things so they can see how a teacher would present it, as well as see how you would feel as a student being taken through whatever it is you're doing.
I think teachers kind of struggle with PD because they don't want to have to ask for help on like anything. And I think it's funny how much we like try to help our kids and teach them to advocate for themselves in their situations, but yet we are like the suffer in silence kind of people. And it's like, that's so unproductive. And I think until recently, and seeing the need for it in certain capacities of my job where I'm like, I have to call upon some help because this ain't going to happen otherwise. And it's like, whether it's a behavioral situation or a circumstance I'm super unfamiliar with a disability or something, it's like, there are people that are in jobs for that. And there are people that are supposed to help us with that. So why don't we just learn from them? And I think that's a big frustration. It's like PD, there's so much amazing available like outside of our building, sure, but there's a lot inside of our building and in our district that we could really use if we're given the access or the time, like, and then being able to go to see conferences and to be back in that kind of realm where we used to go and we used to teach. And I had to go through a training at the district and I thought it was going to be the end of the world, but it's like it was nice to actually be in community with teachers that weren't in my building, and it was just different. And it was over a very basic topic, but like it was something that I was like, cool, like I want to do this again. So why don't we?
Well, and I think, like you said, I don't know if teachers see it as a weakness when they ask for help, but there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Like, you want to get better, and I can think of a teacher specifically in one of my buildings. She's one of those, like, I'm doing it today. Like, I'm going to try, like, I'm just going to do it. She'll ask for help. Like, can you come watch me do it this period? And then give me some feedback
Right.
so I can see what I need to change up. And it makes a world of difference.
Right.
And then she continues, like she doesn't stop. And she's one of those teachers that her kids are definitely independent students. And these are 7th graders. So it's not like, she had them as 7th graders and now
Right.
they're 8th graders. So you've got them trained and all of that kind of stuff. But there's nothing wrong with asking for help because I need help.
Right.
It's like, yeah. So
Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Ed Answer Key. Your support means the world to us. Be sure to stay in the loop about upcoming topics by downloading our free podcast companion at www.edanswerkey.com. So until next time, class dismissed.